I know you're tired. I know you're hurting. And I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational.
You can do it!
But that just wouldn't be our style.
Welcome to Project Reclamation, where you rebuild, re-energize, and reclaim your life. Oh yeah, it's time for another Project Reclamation podcast. That's right, motherfuckers, here we are. It's Tim and motherfucking Steve coming at your ear holes from my mouth holes. And yeah, there's a reason we talk and we don't sing. I mean, we do sing, but we're just not fucking good at it.
Man, I can do this, chain smokers. What are you guys doing? I can do this all day long. How do they do that? How do they make a living off of this?
I don't know, man. So Steve just celebrated a birthday.
Damn.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Big 38, man. Big 38.
And
you may be listening. You're like, that guy's fucking 38? I thought that guy was 12.
you just turned 30. You know, here's the cool thing. I think I might have said this on another podcast, but I'm not sure.
All right.
But for some reason.
Wait, what other podcast are you going? Oh, you
No, another episode.
Oh, I thought you was moonlighting. Huh?
No, I mean, JB and I are working on a second podcast.
Oh,
it's like more conspiracy theory, not really your thing, but that's fine.
Conspiracy.
It may or may not be called the Jester's Court podcast.
Wow.
And, it might be
coming soon to a podcast.
Coming soon to a podcast
Podbelly,
network called
Podbelly.com
Podbelly.
Podcast Network.
By the way,
you.
shout out to Podbelly.
Always.
Podbelly.com.
Always.
Pig out on podcast, bitch. Anyways, shout out to you, Brent Van Tessel. The Godfather. I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
For you, Godfather, we don't charge no pie. What was that from old school, dude?
I don't fucking know.
I'm thinking about pledging for your fraternity next semester, and it was like some fucking 38-year-old dude. Oh crap! I love that movie. Old school.
Go check out Podbelly.com. Go check out ProjectReclamationPodcast.com. Podbelly.com. All your podcast needs in one motherfucking place. So, Steven, yeah, you just turned 38, which is so funny because you and I are roughly the same age. You're a few months older than me, but, dude, for some reason, for the last, maybe the whole year, the last 6 months, I have been telling people when they ask, I don't offer up this information because I don't really care. Like, what does it matter? I've thought I was 38 for like a long time now.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I just like I got an extra year of life.
No, I will.
Because I don't even turn 38 for like 6 more months.
7 more years, bro.
No, 6 more months. But I'm like, dude, wow. I've been like saying I was 38. I'm like, did I write 38 on like job application? I don't fucking know, man.
After there is a certain age, I don't know what it is. Either it's 24 or 26, but you just start. You don't count anymore.
It's so funny.
It's
like
so
I remember I asked my dad like recently, not even that recently, but at some point in the last few years, like not even ask him. I don't remember. There just something came up where my dad had to think about how old he was. I was like, oh, really, Dad? And then I'm like, a few weeks later,
your dad looks like he's 28.
My dad looks like he'd be both my parents look like they could be my brother and sister.
Yeah.
There's two people who reinvented themselves at in their late 40s.
Oh, your parents look way younger now
my parents,
than they ever did before.
Shout out to Brian and Drew Frick. I mean, they're amazing people. They like got to their late 40s and like, hey, what if we just like lost a bunch of weight and started.
What if we got healthy?
What if we just lost a bunch of weight and started running half marathons and being like super healthy? And now they're like, dude, they're amazing people. I mean, awesome. They're like, you want to know who my heroes are? My heroes are fucking Brian and Drew Frick. Like those are my fucking heroes. Like hands down, dude.
So yep, that's right. And
like I don't want to blow up my tattoo artist spot, but I was talking to him when I got my last work done, and we'll talk about why in a second. But this tattoo's going on hold for a little while, but anyways, I was talking to him, and somehow my parents came up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you mean my parents?"
Oh,
so he's adopted,
they're everybody's parents.
He's adopted. No, he's adopted my parents because they're, and why I haven't said his name, so it doesn't matter. They have been better parents to him than his parents were,
how
or ever were, and he's younger than us, but not that much younger than us. So it's like. And my parents haven't even known him for that long. That's how great they are. And like,
amen.
That's just who they are. Like, they're just like, if you're a good person and you're in their life and you're part of like their son or daughter's life or whatever. I mean, dude, they took you and JB in for ever and ever. And I mean, JB, like, he lost his dad. I mean, his dad was the closest thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I love your parents, But JB's dad was the closest thing to like a lot of parents have like. Well, I'll be honest, dude. Throughout my life, I've had a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, Brian and Drew are my second parents.
Yeah.
I haven't had that a lot,
dude.
The only person I've ever had that with was Clark, JB's dad.
Yeah.
And Clark was an amazing man, but when JB lost Clark,
looked after you like you were JB too, like.
Yeah, but Clark, dude, it was like it happened right away. Like it was like, oh, you're here, you're my second son. Let me tell you a story. And I remember the first thing he did was like, he's like, you want to know about dating, son? And I was like 12 at the time. He's like, he put his hands up, like we're gonna play patty cake, right? Yeah. He's like, put your hands up.
You're not doing patty cake. You're putting like an offensive lineman trying to push back a defensive lineman.
He put his hands up.
Patty cake is more like this, horizontal. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, like up, like
I just want to
vertical. Okay, vertical.
Wonderful.
Put his hands up vertical. Like push your hands against.
Like you're pushing against the wall. Like you're pushing against the wall.
Let's do it. Oh wait, we're too far away. It's not gonna work.
Doesn't matter.
So he's like, put your hands against, put some pressure. All right. He's like, okay. He's like, so he's like, push a little.
Yep.
And then so I pushed a little, and he kind of leans back a little, and he's like, push a little more, push a little more. He's like, and then when he was pushing and I was pushing, we were both kind of pushing towards each other. He goes, now pull back. And I pulled back, and he kind of falls like towards me. He goes, see, I'm in your lap. He goes, that's how dating works.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'll never forget that shit.
That's some old rock mound kind of country.
It's like push, pull, dude. Push a little harder and then pull back way further. And he's like, and then boom, I'm in your lap. See, that's how dating works.
That's like Clark.
That's how you do that shit.
Clark was just
And I'm like, dude, fucking words of wisdom, bro. Like Clark was amazing. But what I'm saying is, outside of Clark being like one of the only people that I would consider having like being a second parent.
That's right.
My parents have just been that, like people have considered my parents that, like
people love your parents to the fullest.
And they don't try to be like, they don't try to like, my dad will just give you his fudge pot to puke in when you drink too much Riesling.
Yeah,
like, that's Steve Chang's story.
That's a real story. I'm telling you, your parents are like, hey man, I got in trouble from whatever, man. I just need to lay low for a little bit. Your parents never were breaking the law, but they'd be like, okay, if you need to stay here. Oh man, damn it!
Sorry,
technology.
Yeah, technology.
Technology is ruining our lives.
We just experienced some technical difficulties. Steve, I got to say, man,
yeah.
Your fake grass outside, it sounds weird when I walk on it barefoot, but it kind of feels nice.
Does it feel nice?
It does feel nice.
In the summertime, you do not. In the summertime, during the day, you will not say that same thing because it feels like it burns your freaking feet, man.
Oh, does it get hot?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know who? Shout out to Melissa Betancourt Grunt. She used to have a property in Santee, California.
They call it Clan-T.
That's right, Clan-T.
When you get to the city limits, they actually stop you and they search your car, and then if you pass the search, they give you a robe and a hood.
It's like a real life Green Book. It's like the real life Green Book movie, man. I swear, you gotta have like a kind of like a thing. You gotta have to have like a steward to kind of show you through, man. Anyway, so she had a fake grass or like a turf lawn kind of lawn, and she said if you want to go sit on it during the summer, you have to hose it down first to cool it off.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, anyways, it's nighttime right now.
Yeah,
you just got back from Denver, and by the way, I didn't mean to. We were talking about my parents and how amazing they are. Yeah. I didn't mean to cut that story off. We just got cut off from our riff.
Technology.
So. Shout out to Brian and Drew Frick. You are the two of the most amazing people anyone could ever meet in the world.
I will say this.
There is no argument there.
I will say this. Your parents always bend over backwards and forwards in any which way they can to help anybody out.
Just because.
And it doesn't even matter who you are. Just say you know Tim or know Shannon. They go, oh, well, shit, okay, here's the shirt off my back, man. I guess. They don't even care. You don't even have to say you know Tim or Shannon.
No.
Hey, man, I need a shirt. Well, I got a good one. I got an XL. I got a medium. I got an XL. It doesn't matter.
And they got this amazing new little puppy. He's so cute. Oh man, Ryman.
Oh, after the Ryman Theater.
He's named after the Ryman Theater in Nashville, which is a fucking awesome, super historical theater. It was the original Grand Ole Opry.
Ooh, I love it.
So anyways,
if you haven't been to Nashville, go to Nashville. Visit our friend JB.
You know what? Nashville is honestly one of my favorite cities.
Wait, Murfreesboro? Is it Martinsville?
Where? What? JB lives in Mount Juliet. Mount Juliet. But it's a suburb of Nashville. He basically lives in Nashville. So, yeah, Nashville's one of my favorite cities. Anyways, so that being said, so Steve and I are sitting here. Steve just got back from a little trip to Denver.
Colorado.
Steve celebrated a birthday over the weekend.
I went to the Broadmoor. Dude, the Broadmoor. If you've never heard of the Broadmoor,
sounds fancy.
It is the oldest 5-star resort in all of the world, apparently.
And it's in Denver?
It's in Colorado Springs. Bro,
it's in Colorado. Isn't that where the Army University is or whatever?
The U.S. Air Force is.
Oh, the Air Force. Okay, I knew it was
shout out to you boys of the Air Force.
Yeah,
doing some good justice.
Shout out to, aren't they? They're in the same conference as San Diego State, right?
Probably, yeah, they are actually.
What is it called? Mountain West? Yeah, Mountain West.
Mountain West.
Yeah.
I will tell you that the Navy and the Army get a lot of praise. Well, they should. But the Air Force keeping our skies clean and safe. My God, you know what I mean? And dude, shout out to
they're the ones. They're the ones flying those fucking drones.
Oh my God, dude! I'm telling you. This 5-star resort, when you pull up to it, it is like you drive through a neighborhood, you drive through another neighborhood, and then you drive through some blank, dark, like just some randomness, and then you all of a sudden see this like huge kind of spire of something, or it's like a huge like kind of thing. You're like it's like a castle like
the fucking Dark Tower.
No, but it's a tower
Stephen
for
King?
sure. But it's like that peach colored tower, and you're like, what the hell is this? And then my girlfriend was like. She was like, hey, this is where we're going. And I was like, oh, my God, okay, I guess. That's awesome. And we drive around it, and it's surrounded by a golf course. It's just a beautiful place, man. It's a beautiful place. And I want to give a shout-out to the Broadmoor. I know they don't need a shout-out. But honestly,
no, they might, because I don't know who they are.
You've never known. I've never heard of this place before, because we're common folk.
Oh, this is like super secret fucking bourgeoisie fucking shit.
Bro. She was telling me how much it costs per night, and I was like, "Why did you do this? Why didn't you?"
How much does it cost per night?
It's over $600.
Okay, for around $800 a night, you could stay at the what is that?
Don't make up stuff. Don't make up stuff for our listeners. Our listeners
it used to be a Starwood property, Starwood Resort property.
There are people that are listening to Project Reclamation right
shut
now.
Shut the fuck up, man.
And they're like, I gotta
It used to be a Starwood Group property, which now is owned by Marriott. It's like St. something or dude, you know what? I'm sorry.
Where
guys.
is it? Where's it located?
So it's in Punta Mita.
Oh,
which,
I don't even know what the fuck that
is. Hold on. Shut up. Hold on.
Don't be naming.
So if this is a bay, right?
And you're doing a C. You're doing a C shape with your hand.
Like a bay. A bay is a C shape, right?
Yes.
So if Puerto Vallarta is kind of at the major, like the furthest inlet of the sea.
You mean Puerto Vallarta?
Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
Which is one of my favorite cities in Mexico.
Absolutely.
Punta Mita is this really sweet little resort town up near this part.
Go on.
The top of the bay. So the top of the sea.
Yeah.
So it's like literally a half an hour away from the city of Puerto Vallarta, but you're essentially in Puerto Vallarta. But it's just like there's like a Four Seasons resort there.
Love it.
And then there's
there's a Four Seasons.
Regents, Saint Regis. There we go.
Regis.
St. Regis. There's a few of them. I don't know where the other ones are, but I stayed at a St. Regis because I won a fucking trip with one of my companies I worked with.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I stayed there for a week, and it was fucking amazing.
Damn.
And where did we? So I was saying for $800 a night, you stay there. You get your own fucking butler, dude. Your own butler. So when you get there, you sign up the Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, you may not have phone service if you didn't if you were stupid and you didn't sign up for because you can get like Mexico phone service. Like if you have any major phone service, you can be like, hey, I'm going to be in Mexico for a week, and they'll give you phone service for an extra like $10 or something. So you might want to do that if you're going to Mexico. But what I'm saying is, if you go to the St. Regis, you just sign on their Wi-Fi, and you can literally just text your butler. You have a daytime butler and a nighttime butler. And you're like, hey, can I get some of this? Can I get some of that? Or, hey, I went deep sea fishing and caught these fish. Do you think you can get them cooked for me? And they're like, sure, anything, Mr. Frick. It's amazing. So the Broadmoor may be amazing, but I'm just saying for $600, I'd rather pay $800 and go to the St. Regis.
Yeah, but you got to fly down to
Do you know what a fucking flight to Puerto Vallarta from here costs? Like $200.
Oh,
it's nothing.
Well,
nothing.
But you add that on top of the $800, it's now $1,000. But then when you add the flight to Colorado, I get it.
Colorado's the same thing, man.
I get it. Anyways, it doesn't matter,
okay,
man.
Anyways.
Resort living.
So the point is, if you want to go to an amazing resort in Colorado, go to the Broadmoor.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're feeling more, Mexico.
International now.
Then go to the fucking St. Regis Resort in Punta Mita.
Let's be
real. And there's
real.
a sweet little fishing village called Sayulita.
Time
Have
out.
you ever seen the movie?
Dude, no, Sayulita. That's where one of my friends is actually.
Dude, Sayulita's the shit, man.
Oh, you love it?
Oh, it's fucking amazing.
I used to work with this girl. Hand to God, dude.
Amazing.
hand to God, she was like, I love Sayulita. She actually like quit her job at Scripps to go down to Sayulita because she was like, I love it so much.
If I had that opportunity, I might do that. If you've ever seen the movie The Reef, which is like, I wasn't a huge Blake Lively fan until I saw this movie.
Oh, I was way off. I thought it started Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, it's Blake Lively. She literally goes. I think she's with she's supposed to be with her sister or something. Anyways, It ends up being a bunch of people get eaten by the shark. She's out there stuck on a reef. Oh, it's a horror movie with a shark.
Oh, I thought it was like one of those.
But anyways, no. But my point was,
Blake Lively's career has changed.
Just watch the first 15 minutes. That beach, like that is like, I don't know if it's actually Sayulita, but it looks like Sayulita. It's a beautiful beach.
That's so crazy that you're saying Sayulita from your lips.
It's this little tiny fishing village. It looks like it hasn't like modernized in probably 100 years.
Okay.
I don't know if I would totally live there, dude. It just looks like the place that if you're like a beach fishing kind of person,
which everything about me says yes.
Not necessarily, but like, pick any Don Johnson movie from the latter part of his career. Retired down in Mexico. I don't fucking know, dude. But anyways, what I'm saying is, dude, it's if you like that little kind of fishing village, little kind of just relaxed little town,
that's the spot.
It's worth visiting, man. If you get a chance to go anywhere near Puerto Vallarta, go spend a day or two in Sayulita. You don't even have to go there. You don't have to spend the night there. Like, you can just literally go there for the day. It's just so fucking cool.
Wow. All right.
It's so cool,
damn,
man.
Bro.
So yeah, dude, and you heard that from like two people who've never met.
Damn, that's true. You guys have never met. And this is not a Sayulita tourism board.
We stayed at St. Regis, so like literally Sayulita is probably 20 minutes away.
Okay.
Puerto Vallarta, huge city, big metropolitan area for tourists, is probably a half an hour away.
Wow.
So like not like we could have done.
Just flying the
but
PV
we spent
airport.
I think 3 different days at Sayulita. We didn't go to Puerto Vallarta except when we had to go. When we had to come in from the airport there, and then when we had to go back. Like we didn't go back. So we went to Sayulita. It was just because we were on vacation. We were in the whole like relaxed beach, Mexico, fishing and chilling and getting fucking hammered.
Damn, that's like,
dude, Sayulita's the place. Dude, it's
I just say,
the perfect little Mexican like beach village. I don't know, man. It's amazing.
I'm not political. I went to school in D.C. and I said, fuck those dudes. That's not me. Okay. But you know me, dude. Everyone bags, everyone cracks, everyone's got some like bad things to say about Mexico sometimes. And I'm like, dude, living this close to Mexico, I'm like, dude, Mexico's really cool, man. The Mexican people are awesome. They're the most heartwarming, giving, loving people in the world. They're the most down-to-earth people. And it's just like, if you're from Mexico, if you're around there, dude, it's just the best, dude. Like, it is, honest to God, the best. And like, I swear to God, like, some people like crack on everything. And I'm like, dude, no need to crack on anything about Mexico.
Okay, small caveat.
Yeah.
Sayulita may be run by the cartel.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's this tiny little fishing village, but there's one giant mansion on the hill. I feel like that's.
Does everyone know about this mansion?
That you can't miss it, dude. I feel like that's where the district manager for the cartel lives. That runs the city.
That's like the new.
But here's the thing.
Or whatever.
No, he's a district manager. He's like Pablo Escobar, like minus 3 levels.
Left hand man.
But here's also what I'm saying though: the cartel runs a lot of cities in Mexico. In fact, I think the cartels run Mexico.
It's no different. Than
Maybe
here.
different cartels, but a lot of them are.
Take that, Purdue Pharma.
But here's the thing, dude. It's been going on for years, and like. Maybe you go to cities like Juarez, maybe it's not safe. Maybe Tijuana, maybe not that safe. I don't really know. I honestly have no idea. Okay. But what I'm saying is, dude, the resort cities, if the cartels do run them, which I think they do, they also know that tourism's good for business.
Oh,
so they're going to, if anything, they're going to keep you safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that whole Bert Kreischer story where it's like, we pay these Russian gangsters to keep you safe. So yeah, they're going to keep you safe. So anyways, however, long story short, sorry, but I've dragged this on way too long. Sayulita.
We're just having a conversation.
Sayulita is an amazing city. It's a little fishing village, little beach village in just north of Puerto Vallarta. I strongly recommend you go in there. I've been to a bunch of cities in Mexico. Honestly, the Puerto Vallarta area is my favorite part of Mexico.
Wow.
Hands down. Now, one thing I'd like to do is go down further into like the rainforest where you can go see like the pyramids and stuff. Ooh, but as far as like just like relaxing and enjoying that like Mexican beach lifestyle, like Puerto Vallarta is my favorite, and Punta Mita was the best place to stay in the world. And going to Sayulita, like 3 of those like 5 or 6 or 7 days I was there was I couldn't ask for anything more.
Damn. But bro, perfect. You know what you could ask for, and we're gonna make a hard turn here, man, because this is a hard transition, man. I will tell you that you know what you could ask for?
A new job.
Wow! Shut up! Wait, what happened? Brother, you know what? We have full transparency here at Project Reclamation, okay, on our podcast. And I will tell you that something has affected me because it affected you. Bam, 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 bam. Okay?
So Steve recently had a birthday.
That's right. But
Tim recently got laid off.
Wow.
Oddly enough, this podcast started
because Tim was laid off.
Because Tim, that time I got fired.
Okay.
There's a difference. Now, that wasn't really my doing either.
Severance is a difference.
This was purely a financial thing for my company. Like at my last company, there was a little bit of bad blood.
Shenanigans.
There was some ethical differences, and I think my ethics are good. So you guys do the rest of the math.
Good.
This severance of relationships from this company had nothing to do with that.
Damn.
I still absolutely love the people I worked for.
Absolutely.
Especially my direct manager.
Sometimes.
But business is business. And he had nothing to do with it. He's a great guy. I love Paul. Paul Eady, shout out to you. No, but my team got dissolved because of financial issues at the top levels of the company. So I find myself...
Management was restructuring, going a different way.
For sure. Yeah. So nothing... This one's nothing personal. This one's just, okay, fuck.
But that left you high and dry.
That did leave me high and dry. I got a little bit of a severance. It wasn't much, and I'm not anybody who listens to this podcast knows I'm not, the most financially responsible person, so no, I don't have 6 months of savings squirreled away,
Okay.
So, yeah, it's been a little bit of a blow. This happened about a week ago. There is an episode that Steve...
oh my God, this is the lost track.
Hold on.
This is the lost track B-side episode.
So this happened on
this episode may never make it to air.
So today it's Tuesday. So this happened exactly 8 days ago.
Oh, 8 days ago.
So it was Monday of last week. And
8 days ago,
they were like, you know what? We'll pay for a rental car till Friday. They're like, you have to clean out your car, and my boy Jeremy had to clean out his car, and they're like, well, you guys can share an Uber to a rent-a-car place and go figure out a rental car and then submit the expense report. So Jeremy and I packed up our boxes from our cars. We fucking go to the Enterprise rent-a-car that's not too far away. And it was literally we pull up to it, the Lyft driver pulls up to a Sheridan. And I'm like, I thought we were going on an Enterprise, but apparently Enterprise is connected to Sheridan.
In the Sheridan.
Which actually worked out to our advantage because we grabbed one of those bell carts because we had a lot of boxes. I had a lot of shit in my car. I wasn't planning on getting fucking laid off that day. So yes, we go to the Enterprise rent-a-car. So I rent this truck because I asked for an SUV, but that's what they had. It was either you get a Prius or you get an SUV. I was like, I'd probably rather drive the Prius because gas mileage is probably better, and I'm hoping I get reimbursed for this, but I'm not. They
you
told me.
You never know. They just laid you off.
Yeah, you never know.
You don't trust mistakes.
But I'm like, I don't have a choice because I have too many fucking boxes for a Prius.
Oh.
I had literally 9 banker boxes full of shit.
And those are big boxes.
So anyways, that being said, that day, so I'm like, okay, so Jeremy and I figured everything out. We both rented cars. Driving home, I'm calling everyone, called my recruiter friend, called my parents, called my whatever.
You're hitting up all your contacts.
No, that was pretty much it. It was my parents and my recruiter friend, you and JB.
That's all about,
and my sister and Brett. That's it. So then I on my way home, I'm buying a bottle of tequila.
Damn.
That tequila was gone by 2 p.m.
Not drinking and driving, though. Not drinking.
No. I bought it on my way home. I didn't open it till I got home.
Good, smart thinking.
So then, after talking to Steve, talking to my sister and Steve. No. But after talking, what I'm saying is, after talking to you, you and Shannon showed up around the same time.
That's
Shannon had a half a gallon of ice cream.
Yep.
And you had 2 handles of fucking alcohol.
No, I had a 1.75 liter of Costco bottle size.
They're called a handle.
That's
called a handle. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's a handle.
So a fifth is a 750. The 175 is called a handle because generally they have a handle. This one doesn't, but whatever.
Don't need it.
Anyways, so that night, we got hammered. So Steve brought up, like I said, 2 handles. Steve's like, there's a handle of Jack for me, and here's a handle of Jose Cuervo for you. So I was drinking tequila. Steve was drinking whiskey. Steve and I got so hammered, there's some horrible videos that you'll never see.
Terrible stuff.
Oh, geez.
But in our
we wandered over to Pat and Oscar's. We got some breadsticks.
Now called O's Kitchen.
Food, whatever, O's American Kitchen. Anyways, long story short.
Sorry, Pat.
We Originally, it was only called Oscars. Pat was his ex-wife at the time, and apparently she sued, and he had to put her name on the whole thing. So, whatever, dude.
Here's what it is, man.
So anyways, we recorded a track that I still haven't listened to.
It will never make it to life.
Depending on how bad it is, I may release it someday.
No, this B-side track.
You haven't listened to it either. We don't.
No, we thought we listened to it.
Here's the funny thing. We both did listen to it, but it was that same night. So we were so hammered. I not only do I not remember record. I remember we did record it, but I don't remember what we talked about. I don't remember any. I just remember the name of the episode was "You Can't Spell Success Without Suck."
Bro, I will tell you this: if you're listening to this podcast and you think, "What the fuck are these boys talking about? These goddamn boys are just wasting my time." Have you ever called an ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend and you just call them up when you're either hammered or drunk and you're like blah, 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 spewing for like an hour? Maybe you call them multiple times.
Or have you ever woken up? Have you ever woken up after drinking too much and you're like, "What did I do last night?"
What did I do last night?
And what's in today's day and age? What's the first thing you do? Do you look at your call log? Well, first look at your text because at least text you can read what you wrote.
Yeah, that's true.
So Tuesday morning.
It doesn't say the intonation.
Tuesday morning, I looked at my text. I was like, "Oh, I didn't really text something." Oh, but I called a lot of people.
Oh, my.
No, I didn't call anyone after like 5. So I'm like, dude, I was the drunkest after Steve showed up, and that was around 5.
You were already hammered, but I got you more hammered because you drank probably a quarter of the bottle.
Fuck, dude.
You drank a quarter of a 1.75 liter bottle. I don't know how much. I'm not a mathematician, even though I'm Asian. Trust me, I don't know how much that is, but I looked at the bottle and I said, that's about a quarter.
That's 0.25 plus a quarter of 0.75.
It doesn't matter.
It's
Long story short is that you were just reckless, dude. You were reckless.
Let's just say, dude, my liver took some damage last week.
And let's just say, I hope to God that this podcast, that podcast record never makes it to light. I don't even know what's on it.
Dude, you know what?
That's going to be the secret.
You know what?
That's going to be the super secret Christmas bonus episode.
That should be our Patreon shit. Wow. People who donate, like, give us $5.
No, man, we don't want anyone to pay for that because honestly, if you pay for that, it's
not worth paying anything.
It's not worth paying for it. It's not worth paying for it.
Let's be honest.
We certainly paid for it. And honestly, I want to let you know, man, how cool is that you were fully transparent with our audience, man? Because you didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't like you had said anything wrong.
I've never lied.
It wasn't like you pulled a Harvey Weinstein or anything like that.
No. I didn't get fired, dude.
You had to do. But unfortunately, management was restructuring.
Yeah, dude, restructuring.
Would say
my division was dissolved. That's it.
Division was dissolved.
Bottom line is, though, like, except for a little bit of extra money from a severance, when you get laid off, it's not that much shittier than getting fired. It's easier because you don't have to spin it.
True.
And it's easier because hopefully you got a little bit of severance. But at the end of the day, it's like, I have X number of months to find something before I'm fucked.
Yeah. But can I just tell you this, though? One of the things that I would have noticed about you, and maybe you're listening out maybe you're listening out there and you're like, I'm a Project Reclamation podcast listener. And I've been laid off a few times. I've been laid off to right now. I've been laid off recently. And maybe you're listening and you're like,
hey,
shit, Tim.
Send me an email.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Misery loves company.
No. There's no misery here.
I will say that you're not miserable. I would say that you're not miserable. And I'm not saying that you appreciate leaving this job behind or losing this job or not having this job anymore. What I am saying is this, though, is that because I think that, remember, when we started this 2 years ago, nearly 2 years ago, you were in such a different spot. You were in such a different place, Tim. And you were like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to be, and you were so sluggish with it. You were honestly so sluggish with it. And I said, oh, boy, you got to get back on this track. You got to get back on track. And you're like, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to like really, really find myself. I'm going to really, really take my time. I'm going to really, really do this right. And there got to be a point where that time had elapsed almost. It was almost like, we did have that time to kind of do things right. We did have that time to kind of make things right. And now we're at the time where we just need money in the bank. We need just positive income. And then we even elapsed that time. And I think you had learned so much from that initial part, man, where you were like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to really, really struggle. I'm going to really, really struggle. Now you weren't struggling anymore. Now you were actually doing. So now when I look at you now, and I see that maybe fate has dealt an unbelievable hand at you. And you're like, okay, well, shoots, what do I do now? I don't think you're in that, oh, shoots, woe is me kind of moment. I think you're in that, oh, shoots, I'm not going to give up on this. I'm not going to give up. This isn't an opportunity to kind of call it quits. This isn't an opportunity to kind of fold up my cards and just say, I'm taking my ball, I'm going home. No, you're actually saying, hey, I'm willing to play the game here a little bit because I understand that this is my lot in life right now. Doesn't mean it's not going to be that way forever. Doesn't mean that's going to be this way tomorrow. And in fact, you've come up with a plan where you're like, okay, this is how I'm going to attack this beast. This is how I'm going to cut up this beast. This is how I'm going to take this beast down. And honestly, I'm so proud of you for doing that, man. And I would say this, for any listener that has faced kind of adversity on this level. Oh, shit, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? It's easy to freak out, and I think it's easy to kind of panic because I think that's the most initial thing that you can do. But honestly, if you take a look at yourself and you go, okay, well, what is my grit? What am I made of? What can I do here? How can I navigate myself out of this? Can I come up with a plan to get myself out of the situation further? That's what you've done, my friend. And that's what I encourage everyone to kind of do is just take a moment, freak out a moment, freak out for a day if you need to, freak out for that full 24 hours because that's what you and I did.
Well, we freaked out for a full 24 hours.
Well, that's why you got so drunk.
But then I also took, hold on. Well, I took that week to ride the roller coaster.
What do you mean that? Oh, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah.
So Monday, it happened. I had good friends.
Tuesday, you were recovering right on the.
Well, no, you know what's funny, dude? You and I passed out, hammered. I don't even know how you made it home on your bike, by the way.
I burned it off on the bike. That's how I made it home.
That actually makes a lot of sense. So you rode your bike home. I thought you were dead. But just having you and Shannon over, it was like, and then, Brett came home from work and it was like, here's like my pseudo, like two of like my fake brothers and my real sister.
Two of your fake brothers?
Well, I mean, like not biological, but like as close as you can be without being biological.
True that.
You and JB and Brett, So that being said, it's like, that was what I needed, man. Like it was well, JB was on the phone, man. He was there. Love you, JB, man. But yeah, dude, that was what I needed, and I needed to just get fucking drunk and lose myself. Because I'll be honest, dude, there's no way I would have fallen asleep.
You had given
sober
yourself,
that night.
You had given
so
yourself
that was my night of freaking out. So then Monday night, dude, I had this dream that I got bit by a rattlesnake.
Ooh.
And that
snakes.
Twice.
Hate snakes.
And then there was all these people around me, and nobody would take me to the hospital. I was like, somebody fucking help me! I need to go to the hospital. I got bit by this rattlesnake twice. I'm a fairly healthy adult, so a rattlesnake bite probably won't kill me, but you should still go to the fucking hospital. Just saying.
I'm no snakeologist, but probably.
Neither am I. Do you guys have you have rattlesnake anti-venom at the hospital somewhere, don't you?
You know what? The only thing I know about snake venom is that it takes boatload. Like we have 3 major hospitals that will carry it, and I think all 3 need to divert all of their anti-venom to that one person. It takes a boatload.
But anyways, my point is, so that was my dream. So there's all these people around me, and I was yelling for help, and nobody would help me. And my mom's like, "Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense because that's kind of what happened to you."
Can I ask you something right now? Because this is something that I don't want to I don't want to miss. I don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're listening to this and you said, "Man, I bet there's some hard times. Maybe I've been laid off myself too." Can I ask you something? I feel like your temperament is so different, and I can't speak to being laid off.
Since last time, or just
since last time,
in general?
Almost 2 years ago, but also in general. But I would say it's since
I'm older and wiser.
Sure, but that's easy. That's easy cop out answer. Okay, and I'm asking you to challenge yourself because I think that there are some people out there that are listening that says, "Man, I've been through the hard time just like."
It's also not the first time I've been here, dude.
Yeah. So what can you say? Hold on, this is the question now. What can you say as somebody who has been through this, has been there, done that, and survived it? What can you say looking back retrospectively on 2 years ago, Tim?
This is the most clever transition you've ever had.
Well, I did work in. I am a male nurse.
I would say that I
can't make it, Tim. I'm actually
gonna quote The Rock on this one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fuck it up because I don't have the quote in front of me.
You're not The Rock.
But no, well, I'm gonna paraphrase.
But you are a Rock follower.
I'm gonna paraphrase a quote from The Rock.
Okay.
Don't wait for opportunity to knock. Walk up to opportunity's door. Kick that bitch in.
What?
Smile.
Okay.
And introduce yourself.
Oh, that's clever.
Because here's the thing, man. Last time I think I waited. I waited around for something to happen. I waited around. I don't fucking know what I waited around for. I waited around for an answer to come to me for what But it did. And if you're religious, I remember one of the things when I used to be and not that I've been more of an avid churchgoer lately, but there's been times in my life when I haven't. But when I was a kid and I was, going to church all the time, I remember a quote that someone said, and I don't think this is a quote from the Bible or anything like that, but it's like, God helps those that help themselves.
Okay.
So substitute God for whatever fucking you believe in.
I believe that's Jimmy Swaggart.
It doesn't fucking matter. What I'm saying is whatever, there is an energy or a power that's greater than us, and I don't know what it is, and I don't care to explain it or personify it into a man with a white beard or a fucking invisible purple spaghetti monster. If it's invisible, how is it purple? Don't know. Don't care. Anyways, my point is, whatever the power of the universe is, I think it can help you if you put the right vibes into the universe. I think you will get them back. But no matter what that power might be, whether it's God or the universe or fucking magnetic power or energy, none of that shit helps anyone that doesn't help themselves. I read a quote earlier. Again, I'm paraphrasing. It was something like, if you believe that you have an opportunity, then you'll find a way. If you believe that you don't, then you'll find an excuse. And I think that's the key.
That's huge, brother.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I'm going to find the exact quote.
I will say this, man, is that a lot of people wish for things, right? A lot of people want for things. They say, oh, man, I need this, or I want this, or I wish for this to happen. But they don't put any effort, or they don't put the energy to get those things, or they don't put the energy forward, or they don't put forth the effort or energy or mindset even to make those things happen for themselves.
Here's the quote. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles.
It's true.
Dr. Wayne Dwyer.
Ooh.
Dyer, sorry. I don't know who that is, but then it sounds familiar. He's probably some sort of
he's some famous doctor.
Some sort of guyer.
He's some famous doctor. But short of the long is that, dude, I will tell you this, and I do believe that you preach your own sermon. I mean, you are literally preaching your own business right now. But I really, really do believe that you, honestly, you're talking your talk, dude. You're walking your walk, man. Because I do believe that your attitude is so positive right now, man. And I feel like you've been through this route before, so it's only darkest before the dawn. It is absolutely okay, it can get real barren right now. It can get real kind of difficult and tricky. I'm going to navigate myself through this situation right now.
I control where it goes from here, though.
Exactly.
Something happened that was out of my control. But where that goes is in my control. And that's the beauty of this shit. So if something bad just happened to you, if you just got a divorce or you just got dumped or you just got fired or you just got laid off like I did, or your dog died or something bad happened or you got a health scare, some of those are worse than others. And I'm not discounting anything, but it's like that whole thing, man. It's not like life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to that thing that happens to you.
Can I just tell you, because I have to say this. I have to say this, dude. I am in the medical professional field, and I know that we've talked about this 100,000 times, but I have had the unfortunate or fortunate instance of being with people when all of a sudden they come in. The most recent episode was this lady. She had passed out. And I was like, okay, she was driving, and she felt so weak and so dizzy, she passed out. And then she pulled over the car. She's like, oh, I'm feeling so nah. And she pulled the car over the side of the road, put it in park, and she passed out. And when she woke up, she called 911. She's like,
at least she had the presence of mind to do that.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I mean, you're driving, anyways.
If she had passed out while she was still driving, that could have been the accident that you and I saw on our way over here, bro. Shit.
Absolutely. But the main part of the story is that she says this. I go talking with her, and I says, oh, your labs look great. Your labs look wonderful. Everything looks fine. I think you should be able to get out of here. And she's like, okay. But the doctor then, ordered a series of tests. And so she finally came back from a CAT scan of her head. And then the doctor noticed, what is this? And I says, what does he mean? And so I'm talking with her. And she's like, I have a new daughter. She's like, I have a daughter. And she's like, I'm recently going through this divorce. And I says, every single time I meet somebody that's kind of going through some stuff, I go, okay, well, I just talk with them. And I like to talk with them. And the doctor
Fair enough.
And the doctor says this, and she's like, hey, we noticed that there's some things here on your CAT scan of your head that's not done, they're abnormal. And short of the long is that she had these, tumors, right? These growth tumors. And it looks like she has what it believes to be a metastatic cancer somewhere floating through her body. Now, I'm not blasting, I'm not saying, this is Jane Doe.
Does metastatic mean
Spreading out.
Like,
so it could have originated
was that fourth, stage 4?
No.
Oh,
staging is different, but metastatic means it's just spreading out.
Fuck if I know, man.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Once it gets in the bloodstream, then you're fucked, right?
Well, no, because everything. I mean, it's never this. And if you get cancer, you're listening to this, you're not fucked. But one of the issues is that it certainly depends on where it's going.
All right.
How aggressive.
That's good to know.
How aggressive it is.
That's good to know.
But short of the long is that I've talked to a 24-year-old woman who was like this. She had been through some situation recently, whatever that should mean. and she was bleeding inside her lower pelvic region. And long story short is that they had to go in there and remove her one of her sides of her reproductive organs. And I was like, hey, I've always told people this. And I've had the opportunity to do this 3 times in my life here, okay, as a medical professional. But I have heard them say this.
Are we about to get killed?
What is that?
I don't know. I just heard like a weird knocking on your window. I mean, it is almost October. Is it Jason Voorhees? Is it fucking Freddy Krueger?
I hope it's not Lark Voorhees.
Is it Mike?
I wish it was Lark Voorhees.
Of everything I just said, Lark Voorhees would be the best.
I want Lark Voorhees.
My next one is it Michael Myers? Is it fucking... Ooh, is it Rob Zombie? By the way, if you haven't listened to the Rob Zombie episode of Joe Rogan, go fucking listen to it. He's so interesting, and I've always loved that guy. Anyways, back to the... Are we seriously though? Are we about to get killed?
I don't know, man. It was weird.
We're at Steve's house, by the way.
We
were at Steve's house the last episode, but this is only the second time we've ever done this, and I feel like there's a serial killer
lurking right outside. I don't live in the best neighborhood, apparently.
You live in a better neighborhood than I do because I have
short of the long, man,
river people.
Short of the long. Before we get murdered, there's one thing I have to say to any listener that's out here is that the one thing I tell my patients is that once they get kind of that bad news levied on them, how you take this information is how everyone around you takes this information as well. What do I mean? If you all of a sudden are tears and crying and fearful and panicky, and that's fine, that's all well within your right. You have every right to feel the way you do, in every way to react the way you do. But if you're nervous and you're jittery and you're panicking, and you're fearful and you're fretful and you're frightful, then everyone around you will do the same exact thing. They will treat you the exact same way. They will approach you with being like, "Oh my God, how are you doing today? Oh my God, I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know how you're doing it. And they will make you more nervous, more scared, more fearful, and more afraid about every other day after. But if you're strong, if you can find whatever strength you have, and you say, hey man, I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know. I gotta trust some doctors here. I gotta trust some images. I gotta trust some whatever. I gotta trust faith in my abilities, that I am a good salesperson, and I gotta go back out there in the world and trust in my skill set.
Maybe if you happen to believe in the G word or something similar, you'd put a little bit of thought into that.
Maybe, or
you don't have to, but
whatever you.
If that's something that you believe in,
if you believe in God or you believe in yourself,
anything.
And you put that strength in it, then guess what? People feed off of that. People go, your
so
friends,
true.
but most importantly, your family and your loved ones. They go, hey, Steve and Tim, they know what they're doing. They have faith. I'm going to have faith in them. I'm going to back them up. I'm not going to spend my time being fearful and fretful and more frightened for them. I'm actually going to put my positive energy into them, just like you were saying.
When I'm speaking from experience here, people are going to be a little bit fearful and fretful and a little weird, period.
Sure.
So the better face you can put, it's like, because then if they're freaking out, you'd be like, hey, don't freak out. Don't freak out for me. If you care, which you don't have to, I'm not saying you have to, but if you do, do something productive. Find me some Eastern medicine cure that I haven't thought of.
Look stuff up for me.
Because I'm down to, or go to church and pray for me. Whatever it is, there's so many things that are productive, more so than worrying or whatever. And here's my story. And Steve and I may talk about this, but one of the things I've always wanted to do is some stand-up. I worked on a little stand-up bit, so what I'm about to tell you, I did make into a joke. It's not really a joke, though. I mean, it kind of is,
baby.
But it's reality. So when this happened to me, I was talking to 2 people that I used to work with /4, and one of them was like, "Oh, I'm so sad. I haven't stopped crying, and I haven't slept, and blah 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 since you've left or got laid off." And another person's like, "Oh yeah, I got these back spasms and all this back problem, and I know it's from stress, and there's seriously a serial killer outside that's going to kill us, whatever." Anyways, and I was like, "Oh, I got all these problems, and it's probably because, I had to make that decision, or not decision, but I had to carry out I had to be the hatchet man, whatever." So I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm so sorry. Wait a minute. Fuck you guys. You know what? I'm the one that got fired, and I'm good. I'm going to be good. Like, if you want to help me, if you care," which I said, yeah, you don't have to. You can not care, and that's fine. If you're pretending to care, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. But if you do care, reach out to your fucking networks, maybe help me find a new job. So, yeah, if you have someone who has cancer or something like that, I don't know, maybe do a Google search or talk to some doctors and see if there's an alternate therapy, or maybe there's a drug trial going on. I don't know. There's so many productive things you can do to help somebody. But if you're the person going through that, people are already going to they're going to start feeling bad. They're going to start having issues. So the best thing you can do is just put your best foot forward, put a smile on your face, and let them all know, like, hey, if you want to help, be productive. Like, there's productive ways to deal with a shitty fucking diagnosis. There's productive ways to deal with getting laid off. There's productive ways to deal with everything. And if the people around you that really do care want to help, make them feel good about how strong you are about moving forward with that opportunity. And I feel like that's the best place you can be. Because I think the rest of the joke said something about like, that's like if I was walking by a body of water and I saw a guy drowning and there was like a pool skimmer and like a little lifesaver fucking buoy raft thing and some other stuff. But instead of throwing him out of those, all I did was sit on the side and tell him stories about how sad I felt about having to watch him drown.
Worthless.
It's fucking worthless.
Worthless.
So if you're the person going through the shit, do the best you can to the people around you to project strength. And project strength to yourself, because that's the best thing you can do. Give yourself a few days to ride the roller coaster. Feel the feelings you need to feel. Have the pity party you need to have. Punish your liver as much as you need to, but try not to do it as much as I did or as much as I could have. I could have certainly done a lot worse. Yeah.
Stop bragging.
Try not to fuck yourself up too bad, but do what you need to do to get through it. Give yourself a few days to do that. And then you know what? You gotta get up, you gotta fucking strap on your boots, you gotta fucking do your shit, and you gotta put the work in. Because you can't wait for especially when you need a new opportunity. You can't wait for opportunity to come knocking at your door. You gotta find opportunity's door, walk up to that shit like The Rock says, kick the bitch in, smile, and introduce yourself. Because guess what? You know what? When one door closes, a better door probably opens. But if you're not there to go through it, then you don't get that. So fucking go do it. Put on your fucking happy face. Go smile. Put on your fucking Doc Martens. Go kick some shit. Go fucking kick some ass. Because here's the thing, and we'll do an episode on her because she's one of my favorite authors in the world. Her name is Jen Sincero. She wrote a book that when I was going through a bad time kind of changed my life. And I'm actually I would say rereading it, but I'm re-listening to it because whatever. Her name is Jen Sincero. She wrote a book called You Are a Badass. And she uses all of her own stories, and she's such a fucking inspirational person, but she does it in such a very unique way. It's her own way. So, like, if you're looking for some inspiration, go buy the book. She narrates her own book if you buy it on Audible or whatever, so do that. I think it's a few dollars, whatever. If you have Audible.
It doesn't matter.
Use a credit, whatever. So she wrote You Are a Badass was the first one, and then it was like You Are a Badass at Making Money, and then it's like You Are a Badass Every Day. Just start with the first one. You Are a Badass. It's a cool book. She's a cool chick. We'll do an episode on her because she's got a ton of amazing quotes, and she like covers shit from front to back, like talking about like all sorts of stuff that I'm still trying to like work into my life that I haven't, like affirmations and mantras and like meditation and just stuff like care about you. And like, you know what? You are the only version of you the world's ever going to get. So polish that fucking shit up and give the world the version of you that the world deserves, because the world's never going to get another version of you. You are the only you the world's ever going to get. And if you don't make that the best version of that you that you can, then you're letting a lot of people down. So yeah, you know what? If you've gone through some shit, feel it, deal with it, do it, ride the roller coaster, take as much time as you need. I mean, don't take too much time because you're going to fucking lose some opportunities, but do what you need to do. And then you know what? Fucking strap on your boots and do your shit, because you have a duty to give the world and the people that you love and the people you haven't met yet who are going to love you the best version of you that exists. And that's how you fucking do shit. Boom. I'm
Love
done.
it.
Mic drop. Bitch.
That's all we need right there. That's all we need. That's it. Cut that mic.
Nah, we can add to that.
Oh, I can't add anything to that.
You can't add to that? You can add to that.
No, I would just say, dude, honestly.
Give me your Jerry Springer final thoughts, Steve.
My final thoughts. Well, the short of the long, man, is that honestly, if you've been listening to this podcast for a long time, you've been through the ups and downs with Project Reclamation. You've heard JB's, Steve's, Tim's ups and downs, and you may have had some ups and downs in your own time in and of itself.
Amen, brother. Preach on.
But short of the long is that, man, hopefully through our trials, you kind of come to some conclusions on your own, and maybe that you're not alone. Maybe that you should probably kind of keep up the good fight and put on those boots and lace them up again to go back to work, go back and, kind of dig in that ditch and keep on rowing that boat. And that's the only thing that we can offer you, man. Is that, hey, man, we're struggling just like you, and we're happy to do the fight alongside of you too. Because honestly, that's just kind of the name of the game. Unfortunately, if life were easy, everyone would be so successful at it.
It's true, man.
But that's not the case. So if you got to struggle, great. Know that you got 3 friends with you, ready to kind of roll in deep and get roll up their sleeves and lace up their boots and kind of walk that walk with you here.
Well, and dude, I think when we started this thing, man, I had just been fired. JB had just been laid off. You know, Steve had just gone through some emotional shit. Like, we were all in a place where we had nowhere. I mean, not that we had nowhere to go but up, because that sounds shit. Like, there's a lot of people who have it way shittier than I've ever had
absolutely.
it. I don't pretend that I don't have some sort of, you got all first world privilege. Yeah, but the point is that, like, yeah, I found a great job, and that lasted for a while. Like, it was a great job, but it was a fucking insurmountable task that did not come through. By no fault of my own. I think I did. I mean, you could even ask my boss. I did a great job with it, but shit did not fucking pan out, and a lot of it had nothing to do with me. But here I am again, doing the same thing again, looking for a new job again. But like Steve said, like, I think this time's better around because we learn from our mistakes. Yeah. And I would love for we learn from our experiences.
That's right.
I mean, if nothing else, and this is why I've said, probably multiple times on this podcast, like, I don't like that. There's certain things I probably would do differently or would do better or would like to do better. But at the end of the day, I don't really have any regrets because we are the sum of all of our experiences, everything we've ever been through, how we've dealt with it, and how we use that to continue our life and move forward. But the point is that, I found this great job. Yeah, Steve, dealt with his shit. Yeah, JB has, found some stuff, and he's still kind of he's found some great stuff, and then he kind of got off of it because he's searching for what he really wants to do, and he's kind of on that path, and he's found that, and we're working on some cool stuff. And honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong, if we could, if we can make this a full-time job, I'd totally do that. But right now, it's not an option. But that's fine. We'll get there. But the point is, dude, life keeps throwing you fucking shit, and you know what? Just make some shit aid. That didn't really come out right. Life keeps
going to a local grocery.
I was trying to go for that whole like lemonade thing, anyways. But life keeps throwing you curveballs and fastballs and whatever ball. You just keep swinging. You know what? You got to keep swinging. You can't give up because that's the name of the game. And you can't wait for shit to come to your door because that rarely happens. And there's people who have been successful with that, but it's rare. The people who have been truly successful are the people who grind and the people who go out and find that opportunity. And, like our buddy Dwayne says, you find the door, you kick that bitch in. And this is important. You smile and you introduce yourself because you don't deserve anything, but you find it, you grind, and then you're like, hey guys, what's up? It's Tim. I'm here. Like, anyways. So yeah, all I can say, man, is like, shit happens to all of us, man. That's just how it happens. Man, woman, whatever. Sorry, I just said man, like whatever.
Friend.
So let me tell you what, friend. Life happens. Shit happens. You got to deal with it. Even, it happens, like, I don't know. I don't think anyone listens to us and thinks, oh, they have all their shit figured out.
Perfect.
You sure haven't listened to a lot of episodes. That's your thing. But shit happens. But you know what? All you can do is keep fucking grinding. Because I don't care who you are. Go read that book, but you are a badass. So go act like it. Act as if. And you know what? You are a badass, but you are also that next job you want. You are also whatever the hell Steve wants next in his life, but you got to act as if you already are that thing, and that's going to help you get to that thing. Act as if. There's a great, Sincero has a chapter in a book about it. If you want to go, just Google it. There's I think it was a Boiler Room speech that Ben Affleck did from the movie Boiler Room. It's called Act as If. He's like, act as if you're the CEO of the fucking company. Act as if you have a 9-inch swinging dick. Act as if. Because sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, and that sounds stupid, but sometimes it's true. But, you have to at least believe that's the truth. If you want to make a vision board, make a vision board. If you want to go read the book The Secret, read the book The Secret. If you want to get into fucking chaos magic, do that. But it's all pretty much the same thing. Find your vision, write it down, manifest it, and start working towards it, and that's how you get to your next step. No matter what that next step is, no matter what pitfall you're dealing with now, we're here for you. Send us an email, projectxreclamation@gmail.com. Hit up our website, projectreclamationpodcast.com. If this episode got too serious for you, go to podbelly.com and check out some less serious episodes.
Maybe they're good. Everything's good.
Yeah. That's all I got, man.
That's all you need.
Yeah. So shout out to Podbelly. I don't know if this is happening yet, but we might as well shout out to El Yucateco Hot Sauce. I think they're sponsoring Podbelly, so I believe they're a sponsor of ours now. So that's awesome. Anyone else who wants to sponsor us, I'm happy to entertain that if you have a product that I can actually stand behind. So if you happen to be one of the coffee roasters I drink, like, I don't know, Dark Horse Coffee or any of those other coffees, let me know.
Porsche.
Hit us up. Porsche,
car.
apparently. Steve does like Better Buzz coffee, just saying.
Ferrari, nothing
We're
finer
drinking
in the
Jack
world.
Daniels tonight and some sort of beer. I don't know what it was. So if Jack Daniels wanted to sponsor
Mother
us.
Earth Cali Creamin'. Delicious.
Dude, if you're Cutwater and you want to sponsor us, Ballast Point, anybody, like I said, hey, I'm not opposed. I'm not going to sell out, but I will support any sponsor that is something that I can actually get behind or already enjoy. So that being said, thank you all for listening. As JB would say, be good. You guys have a great week. Go get after it. Thank you. Until we speak again. Peace out.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.